Hey guys, I want to give you the next step in the process of creating this descriptive paragraph. Remember where we last left off was in creating that mind map. This guy right here. We had the main idea, we came up with our supporting details, which are the five senses, and then we filled it up with adjectives, and that's going to be our explanation, our evidence, right? Our examples. Basically, once you've got this map done, here's the good news. This is half the battle right here. Once you've got this map all put together, the paragraph is already half written. Because what you really have here is not only all the information that you need to work with, but you also have a map telling you how these pieces are going to go together. Remember we talked about those three levels of information, right? Topic sentence, supporting details, evidence. It's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to transfer right over into the paragraph. All of these things, everything that got its own color over here is going to become a paragraph over here. Here's what I mean by that. Let's say that this is my empty page right here, okay? This is what I'm going to fill up to write my paragraph. Like I said, everything that has a color over here is going to transfer over to a sentence over here. So for example, my main idea is sashimi. Well, sashimi is not a topic sentence, is it? It's a main idea, but it's not really telling you anything yet. We got to turn this into an actual idea, not just a thing. We're going to develop it. All of these individual words are going to develop into sentences over here. So if my main idea is sashimi, what's the main idea that I'm actually arguing with this paragraph? Well, it's your favorite food. That's what I asked you. What was your favorite food? So essentially, that is going to be your topic sentence. Now, how you say that is completely up to you. And in a minute, I'm going to show you an example of a finished paragraph that shows you what this product is going to end up looking like, okay? Just to give you an example. But for now, think about how these words are going to become sentences over here. What can I say about sashimi that sets up this whole paragraph and sets up my reader for an explanation about why this is so good? How am I going to say that? Well, for example, in the example I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes, I basically said, if I were stranded on a desert island and I could only have one food for the rest of my life, it would definitely be sashimi. That is a topic sentence, right? Because that is the main idea of this paragraph. This paragraph is going to explain why I love sashimi so much, and that sentence sets you up for it. But that's just one way to do it. There's 10,000 ways you can set this up. If you just want to say my favorite food is sashimi, I'm totally cool with that, because you know what? That is a topic sentence. It's not the most exciting topic sentence in the world, but it is a topic sentence. So that topic sentence is going to be the very first sentence setting off this paragraph. I only have one main idea, so I'm only going to have one topic sentence. Make sure you only have that one color one time on this page. I'm not going to have red anywhere else because there's only one place I want to see that topic sentence, right? Then I've got my supporting details. Taste, see, hear, smell, touch, okay? My five senses. That's how I'm going to divide up my supporting details in my paragraph. So this sentence is going to be about taste. And somewhere down here is going to be a sentence about what it looks like. And then here's going to be another one about what I see. And another one about what I smell. And then finally another one about what I can feel. Okay, what I can touch. Now that's only our second level of information, remember. And like we said, you could write a paragraph like that, but it would be a very basic and not very well developed paragraph. The third level of information, for me it's green. All those adjectives that's what's gonna breathe life into this paragraph. What's gonna make your reader really understand what's so great about this food. They are gonna get sentences as well, okay? So all of these green bubbles where I had my adjectives listed in there, they're gonna become sentences underneath each one of these blue supporting details. So, for example, if this one was about taste, well, here's where my taste adjectives are going to go. I'm not counting sentences on this, okay? Write it how you want to, but understand that that structure is going to be evident throughout this whole thing. I'm going to be looking for that pattern of colors. So notice the pattern here, okay? Mine is red, blue, and green. Red, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. Very simple formula, and that's what I want to see. When I look at your map and when I look at your final paragraph, I'm going to put them side by side just like these two are, and I'm going to see if they match up. And that's how you get points for doing this project, okay? It's all about structure this time. We're putting all the emphasis on the structure. Now, let's talk a little bit about this guy here, okay? This paragraph. Try not to be too prosaic about it. And by that I mean just don't be boring, okay? You're trying to sell this food to your reader. So do what you have to do to really make your reader feel what it's like to experience this food and really get them excited about it, okay? In other words, don't just list off a bunch of adjectives, okay? When I get to my green sentences, I'm not going to say, when I see it, I see that it's pink and green and yellow and shiny and translucent and blah, 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 all in one sentence. That is the most boring sentence in the world. It didn't take me any creativity at all to just list off my adjectives. Give them some room to breathe, okay? I'll show you in my example what I mean by that. The other thing I want to mention is about the supporting details. Mine are blue, okay? So look at my blue sentences over here. Notice that each of these 5 sentences does get a sentence, okay? I'm not mixing my blues and my greens together in one sentence. This blue one is separate, a separate sentence, a separate complete sentence from this green one, which is also a separate complete sentence. They are not being joined together. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take that blue sentence with the word see, and I'm going to turn see into a sentence. But I'm not going to mention any of these green adjectives. They're green for a reason. They go in their own sentences. So what I'm going to say is when I see it, I get so excited about it. Now, do you see what I did there? That is a supporting detail. It tells my reader I'm going to talk about what I can see, right? I'm using my eyes to describe this food. But at the same time, I'm not putting in any of these adjectives. I'm not saying when I see it, I see blank, 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 and blank, because that's all in one sentence. See got its own sentence. When I see it, I get so excited. Blue sentence, supporting detail. All I said was, I'm going to talk about what I can see. When I get to the next one, when I hear it, I hear so many amazing things, okay? Again, I didn't give away my adjectives that I'm going to use to explain what I can hear. I just set up the idea of hearing. So that's what I mean about how you can take all these elements, everything that gets a color, and it ends up over here. Now, let me show you a finished paragraph, and we'll talk about that for a minute. So here we have a finished paragraph, and this is basically what I want you to aim for, okay? It's a pretty simple paragraph, but it does follow that standard paragraph structure that we've been talking about over these last couple of weeks. Everything that was in the apple plant job and everything that was in the paragraph about what kind of writer you are still holds true for this paragraph. All those elements can still be found in here, okay? So for example, there is my topic sentence, the one I already read to you, right? If I were stranded on a desert island and could only have one meal for the rest of my life, it would definitely be sashimi. There is my topic sentence. It is read. Now, first supporting detail. It's going to be about the way it looks, okay? The sense of sight. Here's my sentence. First, the way it looks is so delightful, okay? I didn't give away any of the adjectives that were on my map, okay? I'm setting it up for something completely new. Now, when I get to those blue sentences, there they are, okay? Now, let's just read through that. Notice how I'm using my adjectives. The bright and translucent pink coloration. Oh, those are all adjectives, aren't they? Are so inviting. The first time I saw a colorful platter of sashimi, I knew it was going to be an incredible experience. Colorful was one of my adjectives. And the striated adjective, look of the small bite-sized morsels remind me of the million-year-old rocks jutting from the ground in the Arizona desert. Now, here's why I want to point out again. Notice I'm not just listing the adjectives, okay? I'm not just saying it's translucent, pink, colorful, and striated, and then just end the sentence right there. Again, nobody wants to read a sentence like that. You're not selling this food if that's how you're describing it. You got to give these adjectives some room to breathe, okay? Spread them out. I would say aim for a couple of sentences. Maybe put 2 adjectives in each sentence, minimum. I think that's what you should aim for. So give those adjectives some room to breathe. As you're talking about each adjective, avoid just listing them and talk about them individually. Describe them. Describe what they mean and how they make you feel and what they remind you of, okay? That's what breathes life into your adjectives. And those adjectives breathe life into this food. It's what really sells it to your reader, okay? That's pretty much it. And then I go to my next yellow one, okay? Then there is the smell of sashimi. I haven't given away any of my adjectives from my map. Good sashimi should smell fresh, not fishy. There's some adjectives. It should remind you of the ocean with its briny notes, adjective, and slightly salty undertones, adjective. That is pretty much it, guys. That is the structure of this paragraph. So notice here, the colors are a little bit different than the one I had on my board, but the pattern is exactly the same. I've got red and then yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue. You'll notice I only have four supporting details on this one because I left out the sense of hearing, but that's not the case for you. I'm asking you guys to include that one too. So I want to see 5 supporting details, one for each of the senses in your finished paragraph, all right? So this is what you're aiming for. That's what I want to see when I read your paragraph. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is the project. So it really is just a couple of steps to getting to the finished product, right? We started out with mapping, we organized our thoughts, boom, it goes right into the paragraph. So as you're writing this thing, I really want you to have your map right out there next to you. I want you to be looking at this guy as you're putting this thing down on paper or typing it on your computer, okay? Be looking at that map. This is what keeps you on task. This is what keeps you from going off on other tangents, basically. It's what keeps you on topic. And that's why outlining is so important. And that's why I wanted to give you another way to outline other than the formal outline that we talked about the last time, okay? This does count as an outline because it's got all the same information and it's still telling you all the same elements. It's still giving you the same information about all those elements. It's telling you what order everything's going to go in. It's telling you what pieces of information are going to go into that paragraph. So have this thing handy. Look at it while you're doing this because I will be. When you turn both of these pieces in, I'm going to have them side by side and look at them. I'm going to make sure that they actually match each other. First, I'm going to see that this thing really does look like paragraph structure, and then I'm going to see if you actually followed it when you created this paragraph over here, okay? So, same as usual, ultimately you're going to send this thing to me, you're going to email it to me online. And like I said for the last paragraph where I had you color it, because I'm having you color this one too, remember, I want you to have it colored, just like we did for the what kind of writer you were. We're doing the exact same thing, okay? So send it to me any way you want to, as long as I can open it up and read it, and as long as I can see the colors, it's okay. Actually, that's reminding me of something. I noticed with the last project, the paragraph you highlighted about what kind of writer you are, several of you sent it to me as a Word document, and for some really weird reason, the color disappeared. It sent me just the document without the highlighting, so I had to send it back to you and say, give this to me in some other format. I don't know why Word is doing that. It's a mystery to me, but it is acting kind of weird. So either take a picture of it with your phone and send me that, as long as I can read the lines, or just turn it into a PDF. You know, you can never go wrong with that. So if you are working on Word, save it as a PDF and then send me that. And I've noticed that that doesn't seem to give any trouble at all. I can see all the colors, all the highlighting when you send it as a PDF. And that's pretty much it for now, guys. That's it. That's the project. This is going to be due on Sunday like everything else we do. So the 2 pieces, okay, make sure you send me both of them. Send me the map and send me the finished paragraph in the same document, in the same email, okay, so I can see both pieces. And that's pretty much it for now.